as cliche as it might sound, Tracy, is being a mom. My husband and I got married, and it was a rocky start to starting a family. We quickly found out that I had major infertility issues. And so that was a very large obstacle. There was a lot of shame, there was a lot of guilt, there was a lot of fear built into that.
The Podcast's Empire, podcast mastery for women in business.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Podcast Empire. Today we have an unstoppable guest joining us, an author who has unlocked the secrets to leaving an incredible legacy through overcoming adversity. Get ready to embark on a transformative journey as we delve into the wisdom and resilience of our unstoppable guest. She is one of the Powerhouse Edition series number 4 book that is a best-selling series produced by Elsa Morgan. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be inspired as we explore the power of perseverance and the legacy we can all create. Let's begin this unstoppable conversation with Adrienne Thomas. Now, she is a veteran teacher, a military wife, a cancer survivor, adoptive mother, and a top leader in the health and wellness industry. And for over a decade, she has been helping women overcome adversity to find their voice. Welcome to the Powerhouse Edition, the unstoppable Adrienne. Welcome.
Well, thank you so much. So excited to be here, Tracy.
Well, we love showcasing unstoppable women and what they're doing with their stories and how they're actually helping somebody else, just like the Unstoppable series really promotes and empowers for other women. Now, I'm really inspired by everything that you're actually doing, but what inspired you to write a chapter in Unstoppable number 4, the Powerhouse Edition?
That's such a loaded question because there are multiple reasons. One, it has always been a dream or a goal of mine to be a published author. So when it was presented to me, I was very excited. And using that as a catalyst for my daughter, who, to show her that you can do hard things and follow your dreams. So that was number one. Number two, just the opportunity to collaborate with so many other powerful women across the globe was an opportunity that I could not walk away from. And also, I genuinely believe that every single person's story is meant to be heard, because even if it's just one person who's waiting on my story to ignite them back into living their best life or propelling them into what they're meant to be, then it's an opportunity that I couldn't say no to. So very, very honored and excited to be part of this collaboration.
Well, what you're doing is just so full of wisdom, and the area that you're teaching in at the moment, and at the time of this recording, and we're talking pre-show as well, you're a teacher, you're on summer break. So what you're doing is taking space for yourself to go into the next part of the year for your students, for yourself, for learning, for empowering. And you've achieved so much, Adrienne, like so much in your life. And you must be so proud of all of your achievements. But what are you most proud of?
Well, I will tell you, thank you for that, because I have achieved quite a bit, but it hasn't always been the case. I lived as a victim in my own life for a very long time, which is why I'm passionate about sharing my story, because it didn't come easily. My greatest accomplishment, and as we were navigating that process, is as if that wasn't difficult enough, because I know so many men and women face that battle every single day. But in the middle of that process, I actually was diagnosed with cancer, very unexpectedly, no symptoms, nothing that was pointing to that. And it literally pulled the gravity out from underneath me. And I went into a spiral tailspin The cancer was eradicated very quickly, very successfully. So that was a huge blessing, a huge win. But I lost the ability to have children naturally in that process. And I mean, I even at one point begged my husband to divorce me, to go find another person to have a family, because there was so much guilt and shame that I was collecting and becoming a victim. And I spiraled. I gained 150 pounds, lost my identity, lost my will to truly live. I was just shuffling through the motions. And even through that process, I thought, okay, well, we'll just go into the world of adoption. Sat down with a caseworker, and that was the day that my life shifted. She looked at me and she said, no one's going to choose you to be a mom. Because of your weight and because of your health, you won't be chosen. And I was angry. I was really, really angry. But I went home and I looked in the mirror. And it still makes me emotional 10 years later. I looked in the mirror and I thought, you know what? She's right. I have let this make me a victim, and I am shuffling through grief and self-loathing, and I am burying myself instead of empowering myself. And I'm a little stubborn. So I said, you know what? No one gets to tell me if I can be a mom or not. That's my decision. And
Mm.
so
Yes, you just got me in the
literally in
Mm.
that moment, I said enough's enough, and I shifted, and I decided to take my life back, and I worked my tush off every day. And that's where I discovered network marketing. But fast forward, network marketing gave us the money to go through the adoption process. And within a year, we were chosen. And the moment that I held my daughter, I realized that my story needed to be heard, because if I had not had that shift, if I had not taken ownership of my trauma, of the obstacles, then I wouldn't be holding her. And she's been the catalyst from that moment on. She's been the catalyst to show up for other women, to give them their voice, to help them find, their power and navigate it, whether it through business or teaching. And because of her, I genuinely believe that's why I have been able to become a six-figure earner and trainer and speaker on an international stage, because I want to show her what's possible. But she's the reason. So she is my greatest accomplishment by far.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for sharing your courage through that vulnerability as well. You can hear the passion and just your nature and your energy around that story is going to unlock someone else's prison or potential as well. Because somebody listening to this episode today are kind of going, that's just the message I needed. That's just the nudge that I needed. If she can do it, I can do it as well. So
And you
thank you
said the
very much
word,
for
you
sharing
said
it.
prison. Yeah, you said prison, and that's exactly what it is. When you unlock yourself, you can walk out and you can stand back up. And that's the impact I want to leave with people.
And you're surely doing that now, Adrian. Now, if you were to go back and tell the 20-year-old version, what advice would you give to the 20-year-old Adrian?
First of all, I would love to go back to that 20-year-old version. But I would tell her to live unbothered, to stand in who she is unapologetically, with vulnerability and passion, and show up every day as your best self, learning. Failure, which I had a hard time with this when I was in my 20s. Failure is not the destination. Failure is just a building block to getting you on. It's a detour on the road to where you're supposed to be. Without those failures, you're not going to become the resilient, passionate, empathetic person that you're designed to be without those failures. So embrace them. And I would tell her to forget about all of the noise that's coming in the world. Life is short and fragile. And the things that matter most are your family, your friends. Time's a commodity you can't get back. So live loud, live bold, and love who you are.
I love that message of impact that you are delivering so passionately, because time is our biggest asset and you just can't go back and change it. And it reminds me of the words of Les Brown when you were speaking then. The graveyard is the most expensive real estate on earth because that's where our dreams go to die. And we don't want
Yes.
that. We have to live authentically, freely, and just not enough people are doing that. So it's really important what you're doing, Adrienne, to spread those messages of empowerment, to encourage people to live their life by their own terms, their own life by design. Now,
Yes.
so many people are inspiring in the world. You're one of them. You're a powerhouse in the Unstoppable series. What inspiration can you share with women who want to really pursue their dreams, but they really feel like they're not ready?
I don't think you're ever ready. That would be the first thing. I love the majesticness of eagles. And one of the things that I love about eagles so much is that they use storms to power them higher. And so I would tell all of the women listening that, eagles rise above the storm. And that's exactly what you need to do. You need to start when you're not ready. You need to realize that a fancy rank or $1 million bank account is not what makes you unstoppable. What makes you unstoppable is the ability to unpack your trauma, to unpack your grief, and to learn how to navigate it. Because what's going to make you unstoppable in this world, what's going to make you stand in your own power and find your voice, is learning to love that trauma and that grief was given to you for a reason. And that reason is so that you can stand up stronger, so that you can impact someone else's life. I think we get so sidetracked on having the things, having, the $1 million home and the vacations to exotic places and that rank or standing on that stage. But those things are not what make you unstoppable. It's who you are and your moral compass, your integrity, your authenticity, your love, your empathy, and the ripple of positive impact that you can make in the world by telling your story. So you are ready. You just need to be willing to stand outside of victimhood and stand in being the warrior that you are and the story that has been given to you to deliver.
Absolutely. Our stories are our superhero cape and not our anchors. And they're there to learn the lessons to help other people along the way.
100%.
What kind of message would you like to leave the audience on today, Adrienne?
Honestly, I think it goes back to everything that we've said today, Tracy, and that is time is our most valuable asset. Don't leave. Don't put off things for tomorrow or maybe or what if. Start today, stand in who you are. Dust your wings off a little bit at a time if you need to. But know that you're wildly capable and that you are meant to create that ripple in the world. And we need more of you. You can, and everything truly is going to be all right when you love yourself first.
Some great golden nuggets just dropped there. Chills, absolute chills. I could literally talk to you for hours, Adrienne, because what you're sharing is just so captivating and inspiring. Thank you very much for joining us in this unstoppable episode. And if you are ready to embark on your own journey of resilience and leave a lasting legacy, remember to subscribe to our podcast for more empowering content, just like you heard here today. And while you're at it, please leave a comment for Adrienne and share your biggest takeaway with her from today's episode. And to dive even deeper into the world of the Unstoppable book series, be sure to grab your very own copy and read Adrienne's chapter. The show notes have the link to purchase your copy and immerse yourself in the stories that will ignite your determination and push you to be the best version of yourself, like you heard today. So to connect with our Unstoppable guest on social media and stay updated on Adrienne's latest insights and projects, check out the link below and stay connected. And remember, it's never too late to create your own unstoppable legacy, just like Adrienne is doing with her story and being unstoppable in the Powerhouse edition. Thank you once again for joining us, and we'll see you on the next Unstoppable episode. We'll see you in the pod. Thanks, Adrienne.
Thank you, Tracy.
The Podcast's Empire, podcast mastery for women in business.